Hi BloggiePals, this week is how-to week, so I'm going to teach you how to make the only meal that I know how to make. As a poor college student, I've had a lot of ramen, and over the years I've figured out how to make it kind of fancy and tasty instead of just like water and noodles. So today we're going to be basically making pho, Vietnamese pho with ramen noodle packets. So what you will need is ramen noodle packet, cold cuts. I like ham, but you can also get roast beef. These are called spring onions in Britain. You can also get scallions if you're in America, or something else. I chopped them up really fine and I put them in this bottle so that I could freeze them, and then when you take them out, you just sprinkle them out of a little ball. Basil, bean sprouts, optional ingredients that I didn't buy because I didn't go to the grocery store include cilantro and bok choy and lime. So let's get started. You're gonna take your ramen noodles, and while they're in the bag, just kind of break them up in the middle so that it's not just a huge brick in your bowl, because if you're like me, you don't have a giant bowl, and it needs to be broken up so that it fits in the bowl. Empty out your sauce packet right onto the dry noodles. Get all of it out there. Get all of it. All of it. You need all the sodium. Then you're going to fill it up with the water so that the noodles are covered. Beautiful. Then you're going to put it in the microwave for between 3.5 and 4.5 minutes. So I'm going to put it on 4. Now, while your noodles are in the microwave cooking, you get all the other ingredients ready. Quickly, because you only have 4 minutes. So when you cut up your ham, you're going to cut it up into little slices. You can have it as wide as like this, you know, but I like the little slices, so I'm going to cut it like this. Slicing cold cuts is so interesting. Oh man. If you want them to smaller, you can cut them in half. You know, it's your life. Do whatever you want with them. This is also where if you had the spring onions fresh, you would be slicing them, but I already have them ready, so I'm just kind of waiting. Let's take this time to meet our cameraman, Rick. Hi Rick.
Yeah.
Rick, tell us about yourself.
I'm English. I'm from Yorkshire. I say things like cake and Kirk and Laura instead of cake, Coke and Laura. Not as bad as the people from Newcastle. Not as easy to understand as the people from down south. But you don't like the people from down south because in England, the north is a good bit, the south is a bad bit.
Is what people from the north say.
And people from the Midlands because they don't really know anything either way.
That's enough of meeting our cameraman.
Isn't that
Alright, then you take your ramen out of the thing, and some of it is still going to be pretty uncooked. You're going to take your chopsticks, or if you have a fork because you use a fork, you're going to kind of just push them in there, and the noodles will cook for another little bit while they're in the hot liquid. So then you're going to take your ham and you're going to put it in there, like that. A few spring onions in there. You're going to take your bean sprouts, put them on top there, and then you get some basil leaves, like this. Right? Just
Basil.
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 God damn it.
This is also, if you had some bok choy, you would have cut them up while the ramen was cooking and then put them in there. And I think I put too much basil, but I got excited because I have a basil plant. If you had a lime wedge, this is where you would cut the lime wedge and squeeze it on top there. There you have it, the only meal that I know how to cook. Fancy ramen. That concludes Monday of How To Week, BloggiePals. I'll see you next week.